Check, check, check. This is the Koronation Podcast. My name is Korafire. Give thanks for your time. Now, today, we're talking real quickly about Katt Williams, the interview he did with Shannon Sharp. Just some takeaway points, some inspirational moments, some gems that Katt dropped. Just want to talk about them real quick. Share my thoughts. And I also want you to share your thoughts in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share. All of these nice things, you see me? Let's engage with each other and reason and talk and learn from each other, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, give thanks again. Now, a few other things that Katt Williams reminded me of as it relates to how a successful man saw life as a child, and how, these experiences that he had created a strong sense of relatability and confidence. This man was able to connect with the everyday people from an early age, being that he went through so many hardships. Some of the things he spoke about, and not really in any particular order, were things like being the oldest in his family, how he felt a strong sense of responsibility and loyalty to his family, setting an example, right, for his younger siblings, just being there for his younger siblings, and the importance of what legacy means and should mean to family. Now, another thing was he read avidly. Whether or not we're going to believe all of what he said about his young days, that's besides the point. Let's take away the fact that he's a man who claims to have read a lot of books, right, and still does read. Probably explains why his jokes are so intelligent, why he can conduct such an intelligent interview. He spoke about living in Miami on his own and how he was invested in his own education, right? Even though it wasn't a formal education, he would go to the library for 8 hours every day and learn as if you were in school. Now, that's deep. Seeing that take a certain level of responsibility at that age to really take it upon yourself to learn and educate yourself. I mean, so many of us do not do these things as adults. Some think that learning is a thing that ends with a formal education. It ends with high school or college or what have you. But really and truly, outside of the academic spaces, we should be striving to educate ourselves every day. The quest for knowledge and thirst for knowledge ends at the grave. Just to paraphrase His Majesty's speech, one of his many. Anyways, this man used to read a lot. So take that point, and for the 2024, I have definitely said to myself, I want to read more, I want to learn more, but by way of books, by reading books, not online, not through, audio books. See, now, if you want to believe that he read 3,000 books in 1 year or per year between the ages 8 to 12, you can, if you want to, but that's good for him. He also said he did that. Zane, I'm not trying to figure out whether or not that's true. Good for him. In the interview, he was talking about how he had to steal car radios, man. Or he decided to at 13, and sell them and flip them, make a couple thousand here and there. It just shows you what you have to do, or it shows you what people end up doing, on their quest for survival along their journey. Sometimes we do some of the most the desperate things, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So I get it. It's Miami, it's America, it's like the Wild Wild West. He could have been selling and flipping worse things, so car radios, not that bad. Now, one of the other things I got from the interview is that during his time in Miami, right, because you mentioned being in Miami, being homeless for a little time, he made connections with the people, right, with the people on all levels, but mostly the ones who were homeless, right, homeless from bad decisions that they made in their past, and we're talking people of all classes, all races, all levels of society. He interviewed them, he said, right, and what he learned from them was that at the end of the day, we're all imperfect, all flawed, and sometimes all it takes is one mistake, just one mistake, and you can end up homeless. You can end up on the streets. You never know. Job security in America in 2024 is not the most certain thing, right? Rent is high. Rent prices, the cost of survival, the cost of living is not low. And at the end of the day, Not all of us can manage the pressures of life. Some of us, just like that, we turn to drugs, we turn to substances that take over our lives. So he talked on that. He spoke about that and witnessing people who went from being doctors to crackheads. Yeah, he was like, nah, drugs is not for me. Hard drugs is not for me. Just from witnessing these tragedies, I decided to stay away from drugs. I was scared straight, according to him. So, yeah, man, one of them nice little lessons. Now, there are many things said. I'm not even going to go into the celebrity stuff. We're talking about just the lessons, the gems, the jewels. If you should get your chance to speak to the world, what are you going to say? With your 5 minutes of fame, what do you have to say? That's one of the things I took from the interview as well. He touched on that area of morality and ethics. What are you willing to do for your 5 minutes of fame? And what are you going to do with that 5 minutes of fame? Will you be part of this agenda that pushes negativity and toxicity to the people who are trapped in an already toxic world? Or are you going to be part of the solution? What is the cost of your silence? Can your morality be bought? He spoke about these Hollywood celebrities, man. And if you want to break it down, that's what it boils down to. Was their morality bought, right? The fact that some of these people claim to not be of a certain persuasion, but we see them doing certain things that would land them in the category of said persuasion. It's like, well, you say you're not that, but then you're doing this. It looks like you're compromising for a position, for money, for fame, so many other things that were said just about overcoming obstacles, about being resilient, consistent, hardworking. Enough look at jewels, man. Yeah, so this video was very informative. It was fun. Katt was eloquent, well spoken. You could sit down and watch these two brothers talk for hours, right? As I'm sure many of you did. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, very good interview. Textbook example of what a great interview should look and sound like, Yeah, man. You were able to learn from it. It was very relatable. And how can I forget funny? Out of all of this, it was very funny. You know what I mean? It was very humorous, very entertaining. If you didn't laugh, you don't have a sense of humor. You know what I mean? If you never laugh once, you don't have a sense of humor. Even the questions that were asked were great questions, So Shannon Sharp did a great job of interviewing Katt Williams. I must say, I learned a lot from both sides, from both angles, So, yeah, there were many things said, but I chose to speak about ethical things, moral things that were taken away from the interview. What else? Oh, let me not leave out the part that I really wanted to talk about. So, this interview was so good that this interview allowed me to rake up a lot of views, right, in a short 10-minute plus video. And I was able to monetize my YouTube just from that video. Of course, it's a culmination of all of the videos, over the years that I've dropped music videos and these podcast videos. Man, they added up, right? And I was able to monetize. And I think the Katt Williams video is really the video that took it over the hump. So anything associated with this interview is going to at least get a lot of views, right? Because it's all pulled into that algorithm. I made use of it, and it paid off. Give thanks for that. I'm very grateful for that. And give thanks to everybody who tuned in for that episode, right? That 10-minute episode that got me all those views, right? Thanks to you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. Really appreciate all of the engagement. And I look forward to more. I had to do another video as I said I would. Give thanks for your time, and we'll have more things to talk about. So just stay tuned. More interesting things, like, subscribe, share. This is Koronation Podcast.